All right. Making good progress. Let's see how the Lakers are doing tonight.
Anthony Davis made his way back to the locker room.
Oh, come on! All right, quick disclaimer. Yes, AD is sick now, I guess. He's not hurt, but the Lakers have lost their last 2 games. But I was already halfway through making this video when the Raptors beat them on Wednesday, so here's what we're gonna do. Still gonna put the video up. If the Lakers keep playing well, then fantastic. This video ages gracefully. And if they fall off a cliff, well, we can all come back to this video and laugh about how wrong I was. Also, while I have everyone here, I'll ask that if you enjoy our content, make sure you drop a like on this video, share it around, and give us a subscribe. We would super appreciate it. We're trying to make a big push towards 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also doing a Q&A at 10,000 subs, so if you have any question for us, leave those down in the comments. And all the Lakers fans here, subscribe to Curse the Clippers with 100 years of bad luck. I know sometimes it seems like they're cursed anyways, but you know, why not double it up? Anthony Davis. Damn, man, where you been the past few years? Like, genuinely, this guy has gone from ESPN saying he was the second best player in the world to being dubbed street clothes by Charles Barkley.
They can't win this series without street clothes.
To Lakers fans maybe wanting to trade the guy, and now some are saying he might be in the MVP conversation? The guy's a goddamn roller coaster at this point. In all seriousness, AD is balling out right now. This past Monday, he hung 55 points and 17 boards on the Wizards. And since the November 13th game against Brooklyn, he's averaged 35 points and 15.5 boards on a ludicrous 64.8% shooting and 45.5% shooting from 3. For some perspective, prior to that Brooklyn game, the last time AD scored even 35 points was October 26th of 2021 against the Spurs. He's now done it 5 times in his past 9 games. All the more unbelievable considering prior to that Brooklyn game, he was only averaging 23 points and 10.5 boards on 53.5% shooting and an abysmal 25% shooting from 3. Fine stats, sure, but everyone pretty much agreed that they were kind of meaningless. I mean, the Lakers were bad, like really bad. They were 2-10, and their only 2 wins were surprisingly enough against Denver and New Orleans, 2 teams that are actually good this year. But with AD playing like this, the Lakers have rebounded shockingly well. They've won 8 of their last 10 games at the time of this recording. So what is going on with AD and the Lakers right now? One of the biggest reasons for AD's improved play is actually pretty damn simple. The guy's just taking better shots. Because AD is the primary screener for the Lakers, he gets the ball a ton coming off screens, whether he rolls or pops, and boy, he has been rolling to the basket a lot more this year compared to previous years. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You get the ball closer to the hoop, you're gonna get higher percentage shots. This has been a criticism that's been lobbed at AD a lot in the past. I mean, you're 6'11", you're pretty damn strong, and you're extremely athletic and agile for a man your size. Why are you taking so many jump shots? This criticism isn't exclusive to AD by any means. Joel Embiid in the past has been criticized for it. Hell, I remember in the early 2010s when Carlos Boozer and Chris Bosh were getting heat for this. And for AD, it's always been frustrating because when he's in the post, there is all that most bigs in the league can do to stop him. The improvement in AD's shot selection also seems to be a trend with the entire Lakers team. Their improved ball movement is a big reason why, and it's also seen a slight bump in their assist numbers and a pretty significant bump in their field goal percentage. Also, they don't shoot nearly as many threes as they did earlier in the season, and yet they're still making more. And all this has led to significant improvement in their offensive rating. During the month of October, the Lakers posted an offensive rating of 100.3, good for dead last in the NBA. Their defense was phenomenal. Had a rating of 104.7, second best in the league to only Milwaukee, but boy, their offense held them back. They made a few changes. Main one was moving Russ to the bench, and it's greatly opened up their offense. They're getting pretty good production from Lonnie Walker. I mean, God, just look at those splits from November and December. Hot damn. And I'm sure Lakers fans couldn't have fathomed saying this at the beginning of last season, but boy, they must be glad to have Dennis Schroeder back. I know he hasn't been amazing, but when you're replacing nothing, that makes you something, and Schroeder has been pretty good since returning from thumb surgery. And of course, the Lakers still have LeBron, who is good for 26 a night. But even though LeBron is still scoring at a pretty impressive rate, I mean, he's averaging the most points per game in a season by a 37-year-old ever, it's still pretty obvious that he's not what he used to be. His shooting percentages are down, and he doesn't seem to have that same explosiveness and burst he once had. The plan for the Lakers when they traded for Anthony Davis was always that LeBron would lead for the first couple of years, and as he got older and gradually declined, AD would take over as the team's best player. But that never happened. And the finger was always pointed at AD. He couldn't stay healthy, he was too soft, he didn't want to be the team leader. And people kind of gave up on AD as the Lakers' future leader because, as the old saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Or can you? This point might be a bit premature as this run of great play for AD has only lasted a few weeks, and like I said earlier, prior to that Brooklyn game, he was putting up good if unremarkable numbers. This also can't really be measured by stats, so it's hard to quantify, and we have to rely mainly on the quote-unquote eye test. Look, AD's injury concerns will always be there. It's just a fact of life at this point. But his mentality, boy, it looks a lot different. He's more aggressive, he's more poised, he's been a team leader, especially on the defensive end, and boy, if you want to talk about a defensive anchor, they don't come much better than AD. And on offense, I mean, yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. But what caused this sudden change? Because AD hasn't really shown this kind of fire since, what, the 2020 NBA Finals? Well, I think the first thing is that LeBron went out. Now, this isn't by any means the first time AD has played for the Lakers without LeBron, but consider the situation. The Lakers were 2-10. They were 14th in the West, and now they were down their leader and their best player. Genuinely a bad stretch of games by AD here without LeBron, and there's a good chance that those trade rumors would have materialized. I think AD saw this as potentially his last stand with the Lakers, and for most of us, when we have our backs against the wall and we feel we have nothing to lose, we come out swinging. And that is just what AD did. He was aggressive as hell against Brooklyn and was straight up bullying any defender that tried to stop him. And most importantly, God, he looked confident out there. And I think that's the second key to this mindset turnaround. Confidence. Confidence is so important for athletes, and yet it's so often overlooked. When a player loses confidence in themselves, it is flagrantly evident, and it can happen to the best of the best. So I ask you, has AD really looked confident on the court since the bubble? In the 2020-2021 season, he looked passive and almost lackadaisical. In the 2021-2022 season, he looked timid, likely due to the amount of time he had missed in the previous 2 years due to injury. And at the start of this season, it was more the same from 2021. But confidence with people is tricky. There's an old cliche for jump shooters that it doesn't matter how many times you miss because you only need to see one go in to get in a rhythm. And honestly, I kind of think that's what happened to AD. After 2 straight years of injuries and frustrations, he lost a bit of confidence in himself and he forgot what he's truly capable of. And in that Brooklyn game, I think he rediscovered his confidence and he remembered, oh yeah, I'm Anthony Davis. And boy, it's amazing what a little confidence can do for a player. Oh, and one more thing that might have helped. He finally started playing fucking center. Who would have thought that would help?
Not me.
So the Lakers have recovered nicely from their 2-10 start, but where do they go from here? Do they still need to trade Brody? Yeah, probably. I don't trust him late in games, and it would especially be worth it if you could land the long-rumored Buddy Hield and Miles Turner package. Gotta give some love to Darvin Ham too. I mean, you want to talk about making adjustments? And if AD could continue to play this well and the Lakers can continue to win, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the organization to upgrade the roster, because you can win a championship when AD is playing this well. I know, because they've already done it. Now, we should all probably calm down a bit. I don't think the Lakers are as bad as their 2-10 start, and I don't think they're as good as this past 8-2 run. The answer probably lies somewhere in the middle. I should note that the Lakers' schedule has been pretty light so far, ranking only 25th in the league, according to Basketball Reference. So, can they keep it up? Well, a lot is going to rely on what they do at the trade deadline, and if AD can keep up this form. He doesn't need to average 35 and 15 a night like he's been doing, but if he can maintain form on par with, say, his first year with the Lakers, then yeah, I think they can make a little bit of noise. A lot of this, though, relies on both AD and LeBron staying healthy the whole year, and that's something that neither of them have proven capable of doing in the past few years. If I'm being honest, I don't see the Lakers lifting the trophy in June, but I'm sure as hell glad they aren't playing the Blazers anytime soon. That's the video. What do you think the Lakers ceiling is? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop it a like and share it around as it really helps us out. If you want to check out some of our other content, including our retrospective on the NBA bubble where we discuss AD a whole bunch, there are some links on screen right now. And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.